So, I just got to see Lisa Frankenstein, the brand new film from director Zelda Williams, the daughter of famous actor, comedian, the late great Robin Williams. The film stars Katherine Newton and Cole Sprouse. It also includes Carla Gugino. She's famous for being in a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff, and she's great in just about everything that she does with him, so she's in here and she's awesome. Now, before I really get into my opinion on this, I want to point out something. Boom. Rotten Tomatoes. Well, what the hell is this? What are critics doing, man? This movie is not a 50%. That's like a little ridiculous. This movie was a damn good time. So Lisa Frankenstein is about this girl whose mother was tragically murdered in a terrible home invasion. And now her and her father are living with her new family, her stepmom and her stepsister. And she's kind of like this weird, quiet, traumatized girl who doesn't get along well with her stepmom. It's a movie that definitely reflects off of a lot of other stories that are structured the same way and tell the same kind of opening opening sort of narrative, but this movie takes a weird turn when it comes to like the actual nitty-gritty of it, when the girl actually meets this new sort of love interest, Frankenstein, or he's not really Frankenstein, but he's kind of this dead zombie thing played by Cole Sprouse. And from there, the movie kind of takes a few wild turns. It kind of becomes a Bonnie and Clyde type of story. It's just does a lot of interesting and fun and surprising things, and I had a damn good time with it. This is the type of movie that I feel like might end up being a cult classic for a multitude of reasons. I also think it might end up being one of those movies that ends up so much more popular than people give it credit for when it comes to like what the critics say. It's just a weird movie that I think is definitely gonna fit a certain audience, and it's going to like really hit its mark and be something really huge. But that's kind of like big picture stuff. Let me just talk about small picture stuff. First off, performances. Katherine Newton is really great in this. She's somebody who could definitely be a leading star for a big movie. She's proved it now. I forgive her for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, even though that was not her fault, but God, I just can never get past this scene.
I don't know, just don't be a dick.
It's too late. Look at me. I'm such a dick.
And Cole Sprouse, I don't think I've seen him in a film in a very long time, like literally almost a decade since I've seen him in a major film. He's great here. With what he's given, it's actually a pretty tough role. It's all physical acting. You've got to sell this character who's essentially a zombie, who kind of evolves throughout, but essentially stays the same as the zombie type character. And he had to do a lot of physical stuff, and I thought he did it great. He was really great. And Carla Gugino. Awesome. She's awesome in everything she does. Really, really great here. When it comes to the actual filmmaking here, there's a lot of interesting stuff that they actually do with the camera. There's some interesting stuff what they do with the direction. I think overall the direction of the film is done very nicely. The edit is really good. This movie's paced extremely well. It flies by, and it's what makes this movie as fun as it is, because this movie definitely could have ended up being sort of slower and boring and dragged a little through this plot, but it ends up being kind of a really fun movie. I really like the music here. There's a lot of good music choices that I thought really worked out. The sound design was good. This movie, technically speaking, is really well made for a first-time director. I thought it was extremely impressive. I also just think this movie's funny. It's got a really tight and fun script, and I know that's what a lot of people are shitting on it for. They feel like the movie's just kind of like empty and about nothing and kind of stupid. And although, yeah, I think the themes of this movie are a little bit bare bones, I just found it to be interesting and funny, and I don't want to say unique, but the characters brought so much vibe and so much life to this movie that it made it such a good time to watch. There are a lot of jokes in here that really, really worked for me. There weren't too many jokes that just kind of drew like a blank stare out of me. The only thing I would really change when it comes to the comedy is I would have just went all the way, made it rated R. This movie really borders itself between rated R and PG-13, that I'm kind of shocked it got the PG-13 rating, because it's really, you know, kids really should not be watching this. There were a ton of kids in my theater. They shouldn't be watching this thing. But I would have been really happy if they just went all the way and made this rated R. Another kind of gripe that I have of the movie, I don't think it really stuck the landing. I think the third act was probably the messiest. I think the first two acts of this movie are done really well. Really fun. I had a really great time with both of them. I was absolutely loving the movie. I was laughing, enjoying it. The third act's not bad, but I just feel like it didn't go exactly where I would have liked it to go. It sort of it took a different turn, a different weird direction. I don't want to say it kind of gets convoluted in the end with trying to like match its themes and trying to live up with its themes, but it sort of sets up what I thought would be a really interesting, like I said before, kind of Bonnie and Clyde explosive ending, and it doesn't really go there, at least not in the way that I was expecting. I was expecting something more big, and maybe the budget just wouldn't allow for them to have a bigger finale than they do, but the finale just kind of felt weak, in my opinion, and it just felt less than satisfying compared to the first two acts of the movie. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's actually still, you know, one of the funniest moments of the whole movie is in that third act. It's absolutely hilarious, but it's just not what I was expecting, and because of that, there was a little bit of emptiness I felt watching that third act. But overall, Lisa Frankenstein is a damn good movie. It's a damn good first ever film from this, from Robin Williams' daughter, from Zelda Williams, an absolutely powerful, directorial debut, a hilarious movie that has all of that comedic energy of Robin Williams, and I'm excited to see what she does next. So I'll give Lisa Frankenstein a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a good time, and I recommend going to see it. So that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and I will see you guys in the next one.